How interesting. These eggs. There are so many ways to prepare them. Yet they all require heat. I always wondered why humans wouldn't eat their foods cold. Perhaps I should finally ask this concerning question to my dearest. Then again, the answer has probably just a weak stomach. Honestly, I couldn't even see my love. The monarch of gourmet eat the spiciest of foods I've eaten. Maybe these things are simply not ready for human consumption. Still, the cold is far more pleasant anyway, right? Every person is born in from warmth, overwhelming heat. The cold is what truly protects us from meltdown. We all feel the shivers. However, in time we get used to them. After we do, the cold is not too unpleasant and frigid. Yes, the cold, it doesn't protect us. It allows us to help ourselves and find our own warmth. I still remember the day I finally found mine after searching for so long. They just came before me like a warmth enveloping my body. But to just call it warmth, they are like a pillar of flame to me. To think I was pondering over eggs a minute ago. What type of secrets do these hold? Now that I think about it, their shape is very interesting. Perhaps I should study these as well. They are nothing like the ones back home. Oh, speaking of things that are coming back home, the most adorable of things is about to arrive. Yet I can't help myself to be a bit worried. I hope I performed the ritual well. After all, I don't need them to notice the adjustments I made. Well, not to worry. After all, it's me who grew them, even though they expanded far more efficient than I had speculated. It still seems risky to have these all around here. Then again, the things worth doing usually require a risk. And it is, after all, in the best of interest towards them, so I have no need for worrying. It might even be a good time to test my skills. It's been ages since I last used concealing magic, the most complicated of all. For someone like me, it should pose no problem though. What am I thinking about? I should set my priorities straight. Caring for them comes first, then I can concern myself with testing out skills. Of course. How wonderful. That consultation rune has been charging way faster than beforehand. This electric charging is wondrous. It feels like the power of Lord Wazen is directly in my own hands. All that needs to be done is plug the cord into the wall and the power surges through after. To think they would come up with this. It's kind of genius. I'll be able to boil up tea in mere minutes. Not that their invention surpasses us by far though. Humans couldn't ever come up with something as unique as our underground tea dispensers. But it might not be so far away. I used to take great pride in even our sewer system. But it pales in comparison. Nevertheless, we do litter far less. Though it seems my dear does not involve on such littering. They're actually surprisingly tidy. I guess it's to be expected from someone as proper and involved. Yet I still can't help but feel like they're over-exhausting. They struggle like a butterfly flying to leave its cocoon, or a young bird spreading its wings for the first time. It can only be so long before they hit the ground. How can I catch them before they do? What am I saying? I know better than anyone that they aren't that weak. Maybe I should simply admit they can stand on their own. Perhaps these are my instincts as a guardian spirit. I just wish to take care of them more than I do currently. Maybe I should just perish these thoughts. I would be insulting to their pride after all, and I made a promise to leave them room to grow on their own and stand where they want, even if it's without me. But it's not like I would mind standing beside them. I really wouldn't mind. What would be the reason for these regretful thoughts? It's not like anything is different this time. Yet, Yet I felt the same way the day we went out to that Biscuitland theme park. I remember being so jealous of their friends, knowing them much longer than I did, but they still had to resort to asking all these obscene questions, like, "We're getting some cola, do you want anything?" Fools! If they had truly known them the way I did, they would have come back with a cherry cola, their obvious favorite cold drink. They called themselves friends, yet know nothing about them whilst I have studied them without end. Read them like a book until I knew everything perfect. People that aren't capable of this commitment shouldn't refer to themselves as friends, especially not of such a wonderful person. Now that I think about it, most of the memories I have of that place are fairly present. I'd go as far as saying it was amazing. The more I reflect on this, the more I realize that the person that made it worthwhile to be there was them. My appearance had to be disgraced for public meeting, of course. What an absurd proposal they made, having me dress in oversized mouse ears and wear gloves the size of a head. Making me use my tail as a belt was also a stroke of genius on their part. I looked absolutely ridiculous in that outfit. Never had I been more embarrassed in my life. As we walked through the park, I remember the laughs of the children. Those brats were so indecent. They should know better to laugh at their elders, and they should definitely fear a god. Seems I'm scared for life now, or at least a long time. I guess time heals all scars eventually. I should know that better than anyone. Before I met them, I had spent many years in the shadows. How suddenly regrets can appear. I guess that's what life does. However, I know that with them, my life is no nobler, more purposeful than it would be without. I took time to accept my past shortcomings, but with this new purpose I can keep on moving forward. I haven't forgot the pledge I made to look after them whatever happens. Maybe it would also take time for them to fully accept that aspect of my life. Oh, speaking of time, it seems to be time for their arrival soon. Let me take a listen. If I put my ears on the ground, I think I can hear them already. I can hear them from a mile away. I could listen to this for hours. Such delicate footsteps. It's as if an angel is gracing the floor with its gentle touch. Each time they uplift their feet, it's like a small drop of water touching the ocean, or like a leaf that has fallen from a tree. Oh my, this feels so perverted. Peeping on them like this. I should stop doing such an indecent thing, but perhaps I can listen just a little more. They should take their sweet time. Are they walking in circles? If I didn't know any better, I would say they're confused on the placement of our home. Perhaps they are stretching out the minutes to conjure up a way to greet me. What a deliberate and discreet partner I have. Still, they should be able to see our home from their current distance. I wouldn't want to insult their intelligence, but perhaps it would have been a good idea to place signposts on the route from home to work, even though they would likely never accept that. Oh well. It seems my worry was for naught. They are finally coming in closer. Finally! I've waited long enough for today. I can't wait to show him my cooking. And since I already viewed the contents of the DVD, I already know the parts that would be too much for him to handle at once. Then I can step in at those and be the savior. He will probably say things like, "Thanks so much, I love you, you're the best." Or maybe even, "You're too good for me, a good fox like you deserves a reward." Honestly, I can't wait. It feels like it's been ages, though it has only been about 4 hours or so. That's just the power that good, no amazing company holds over me. I can hear them coming closer. I should probably go out and greet them. Dear, I'm so glad you're back now. They didn't make you work overtime, right? Are you happy to see me, too? What a silly question. Of course you are. I missed you so much. Now that you're here, you won't get to do anything besides relax and cuddle with me. Don't worry about any other things. I take care of it on your command. And of course... Hey, what's the matter? You look so... well, concerned. Did something happen at work? Or could it be that you're not happy to see me? You are? Well, I of course knew that. Though I feel far more soothed now. Huh? I shouldn't expect that you're not happy to see me? Of course I'm not expecting that. Like I told you already, I knew you were happy to see me. It seems you are far more excited than I am. But perhaps I should get off of you first. Pardon my eagerness. You seem particularly eager today to catch me off guard like that. You have probably planned out how to surprise me just now. Perhaps that was what you were walking around in circles for? It wasn't? And you still look so worried. Could you tell me what the matter is, love? I see. So you think it's concerning there are plants everywhere? Dear, I don't mean to point out the obvious, but since we have settled in this forest, trees and nature have always been a part of our living environment. I'm completely certain that the trees mean us no harm. The giant unnatural plants in our house? I have not the slightest idea what you mean. Which plants are you referring to? No, it couldn't possibly be that I forgot to finish the illusory wall ritual, right? Or perhaps in my excitement I might have forgotten to finish putting it up. What should I say? However, maybe I shouldn't worry. Yeah, after all, it's me, the master of schemes. I can come up with a brilliant excuse on the spot. A little lie for ease has never hurt anyone before, right? Such a cunning mind I have. It would be hard not to be impressed. Well, you see, dear, I have had some trouble with going to the supermarket recently, and as you would know, I haven't been dealing with the more noisy humans all too well. I know you find it troubling if I were to conjure up food for free out of thin air. I know you value balance and honest work for food above all else. So instead of simply letting the food appear, I have taken liberties into my own hands and started growing these incredibly tasty plants myself. I shall harvest them by hand, of course. If you want the plants to be removed, it will be done instantaneously. You like them? Good. Thank you for accepting this, my dear. Going into that supermarket is way too troublesome sometimes. See it as our personal farm. I'm the best to come up with such a brilliant excuse on the spot. It could have only been done by me. Success! What's what, love? Oh, pay that no mind. It was simply the illusory wall spell. I had no plan on using it, though. It simply stands there as decoration. You think it's beautiful? I think so as well. The spell, it only hides that what the user commands is to cover. It's not limited to sight, however. You won't feel or observe anything either. It's like glitching through walls in these video games you play. Huh? Surprised I made that reference? You've been trying to speedrun a lot lately, right? After I saw you play, I studied the entire history and terminology of all video game entertainment. So trust me, I would know. And besides, I'm always watching you play. You know I love to watch you sometimes. Though you do seem kind of slow in comparison to the records. Perhaps some coaching is needed to improve your times. Alright, I'm just kidding, of course. You can take learning how to speedrun at your own pace. You can't keep track over everything at once after all. You have been very busy lately, since you weren't designed to keep watch over everything at once. I watch over you as well. Honestly, meeting you was the most fortune I ever had the pleasure of having. Since I came to this realm, it has been nothing but fascination and excitement. Before I went to the world, I had underestimated how much mysticism and wonder there is to experience here. Like the sea, a wondrous body of water that stretches all across the horizon, or the ways you have found to entertain yourselves in complex ways. I feel that someone like me shouldn't have this much fun playing these games and watching all these shows you have there. Yet I can't bring myself to stop. I don't think I've ever been happier. No, that's not true. There's a certain person that I find the most happiness being around with. I think you know who it is. Huh? No, obviously not Ponyo, though I do feel great whenever I see that movie. Honestly, I could rewatch it any day. The one I was so obviously referring to is, well, you. You knew already? Then why leave me this baffled? Say, are such things funny for you? You find this very funny? Never would I have thought that would be falling in love with such a devious mind. You are aware that you will have to make up for mocking me, right? Gods like me aren't very forgiving of such things. Not to worry. I'm merely taunting you, of course. Now that I look at you again, I couldn't bring myself to hold a grudge against that adorable little face. You're so cute whenever I hold you like this. You seem like a different person almost. I guess we both changed a lot in our home environment. That's right, I had prepared dinner for us. I should have announced that sooner. My apologies. I know you want to keep sitting on the stairs, but if you take off your jacket, shoes and come in, I will be able to take care of you even better. How does that sound? Also, I figured we could watch a movie together. It's quite fearsome though, so perhaps you would need to prepare first. Obviously I won't have to. I got nerves of steel. And how about you take a shower first? I would be lying if I said I'm not enjoying your sweaty fragrance right now, but perhaps it would be better to wash it off before we continue our plans, right? I hope you get up now. Should I perhaps carry you towards the shower room? You can still walk on your own? You're right, of course. I already knew you were strong, but hearing you say it is very reconfirming. It's good to know you aren't overexhausted. Now, when you come back downstairs, you will certainly be in for some surprises. So please take your time. I'm glad you've returned homewards, love. Take your time using the shower. Okay?